Oh, oh,
Where did I
goodness golly gosh.
where did I put my phone? Oh my gosh, it's right in front of me.
You're the worst.
Whoops.
We're doing
Whoopsies.
excellent.
So, hello and welcome everyone. Happy New Year's Eve. This is our 100th podcast, which we haven't been very consistent with this year, but that's okay. No big deal.
Yeah, specifically this year.
Yeah, really this year though, for real. But anyway, so hello and welcome. Uh Dan actually has chosen a topic for our 100th podcast, also our New Year's Eve podcast.
Ooh.
Before we get going, I just want to say thank you to all of our new subscribers. We've had over 100 new subscribers this year.
Okay.
And thank you to all of our subscribers.
Appreciate you guys.
But yeah, we're at 458 right now. Which I really thought we'd hit 500.
458.
Yeah, I thought we would hit 500 by the end of the year, or at least 480. That's fine. It was just like a fun little game we were kind of playing amongst ourselves. Like, where were we gonna be?
I thought we were gonna be like 585 or 580, 480, 490, but yeah.
But that's okay. That's totally
all
fine.
Right, so
we're still having a good time. So I just want to thank all of you. And if you happen to be finding us and you are not subscribed, click that subscribe.
Ring that ding-ling-ling bell.
It costs you nothing. It really does. And we have a lot of fun. And we got fun coming up.
You know what doesn't cost you nothing? A subscription to Netflix. I'm saying we're better than Netflix, which is a very low bar to set. Because Netflix is shit.
Well, not everything. At least I don't think so. I like Netflix. Some things.
Yeah, they have one show every 3 years. Good value proposition.
So, and if you happen to jump on live, let us know if something is weird with the audio or the visual, anything like that.
The the audio, the video.
Yeah, so like just let us know if something is weird, and feel free to chime in with comments or questions or whatever you want. But I am going to turn this over to Dan because he has chosen this topic and I don't really know what I'm in for.
Yeah, so I had a different way I was going to go about this originally, but I'm going to let Mother choose something. So
okay.
I wanted to pick from primary, and we can bounce back and forth. This isn't going to be set in stone. But would you rather start with Today I Effed Up or Am I the A-hole? So people asking whether or not they're the a-hole, or people openly going online and being like, I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. What sounds more... when we do Am I the A-hole, by the way, we are going to judge whether or not they are, in fact, the
right,
A-hole.
which is, I was just going to say, I kind of like judging people, but maybe we should start out... Maybe we should start out with the, I screwed up today. And then save what I feel will be like the hotter topic.
Yeah.
For towards the end.
Oh, it definitely does tend to be the hotter subreddit of the two.
Now this could be a little bit longer of a podcast than usual. We usually go around an hour.
Yes.
So we might go longer. Feel free to, come in and out, do whatever, come watch it later, whatever.
And not only that, but like I said, we might bounce and forth between the subreddits just to, just to keep it fresh. But
that's okay.
All right, so I'm going to sort.
I'm going to eat some carrots.
I'm going to sort this by the newest. So we don't have. Oh, there we go. I was like, where'd the filter for newest go? This is the wrong. Well, I guess we're going to read that one because I already clicked it. All right. All right, and this is a good one to start out with. It's a smaller post. Tfue, as it's often known as, tends to have some longer posts. So, today I effed up by peeing in a bottle. Any immediate thoughts based off the title alone?
Well,
I have some
I mean, this could kind of go either
I'm
way.
not vetting these,
If
by the
you,
way.
yeah, if you're a female,
I
probably really,
didn't
you
think
probably
about that.
really messed up by
Uh,
trying to do that.
I'm
If
thinking.
you're a male, maybe you
y-
got it stuck,
You know what I'm thinking happened? I bet they're like a truck driver or
or
something.
did it overflow?
They peed in the bottle and they lost the cap. So
Right, well, let's see.
somewhere in the thing.
Let's
they
see what
probably-
happens. What happened?
A little backstory. I lived with my parents, and they sometimes complain about me waking them up to go to the bathroom.
Oh my word!
No!
Oh my word!
It's already off to a crazy start. Last night, I felt tired and cold, so I decided to use my water bottle as a bathroom. It was a little messy. It's a little messy, but better than but better than having to go to the bathroom. Yeah, they said that. This morning my boyfriend picked me up. Come on, man. My boyfriend picked me up early to go out for New Year's. I ended up taking the piss water bottle into the corner. My boyfriend drops me off. I go to my room, and my mom walks in. She asks why it's cold, and was about to check the window when she steps on my water bottle. Oh no. It projects piss all over her face, mouth, clothes, and feet. And not only that, but my books, treadmill, floor, and curtains. My mom thinks it's water, starts complaining about why I have water bottle in the corner. I correct her, telling her it's not water. She then asks me how I peed in a water bottle. Why would I pee in a water bottle? I tell her that I am tired of always getting scolded for waking them up. She says that she would rather me go to the toilet. TLDR, today I effed up by peeing in a water bottle, and my mom got sprayed by piss. All things covered in piss.
Okay, that's just weird.
That's insane. There were so many twists in the first couple sentences.
That's weird. Let's move on to the next
do
one.
we want to read comments? We can read comments. Or not on this one.
Yeah, not on that one. It just doesn't.
Oh, someone just said, why didn't you put a lid on it?
Yeah.
All right.
And the way it was written really sucked too.
Yeah, to be fair, I did
just-
some of my own stumbling, but some of it,
Right.
there were a couple errors.
And
Ooh.
try to, especially if they're longer ones, try to read through it without commenting in between.
Yeah.
Unless it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got another small one. Today I effed up by putting a photo on the wrong story.
This could be interesting.
I think I already know what this is. A little context here. Me and this dude have been in the beginning of dating, like early on, where it's basically just crushing. Actual story. Well, today he was texting me, and it felt a little off. He offered. Yeah, sorry. I thought I skipped a line. He offered to FaceTime, and then when I said great, he said, "If you want, I don't care though." So I was feeling a bit put out by this and accidentally screenshotted the convo. Accidentally was in quotes, if that was not clear. I have a private story on my Snapchat that has all my very close friends in it. So I posted this the screenshot in the story and said, "Crying is for crybabies, so I guess I'm a crybaby." After that, I went outside and did stuff with my friends for an hour or two. I came back and went onto Insta where I saw he was live streaming with friends. I joined and he said, "Uh-oh," and left the stream. I wondered why, so I so I went to him and saw 3 messages from him. I opened them and it was him responding to the story. Apparently I added him to it on accident and didn't realize it. I messaged him like 100 times saying I was so sorry and saying that I didn't mean any harm by it, which is true. But now he's only responding with ye and k, which really sucks. Any tips to help me out? TLDR, I basically put a screenshot of my boyfriend being mean to me in a group story and didn't realize he was in it.
Okay, well, how about you're a dumbass?
But also, I don't know that this person should necessarily feel
Should
that
they
bad.
even right? That's what I was gonna say. Like, is it really that big of a deal? Okay, this seems like real, like teeny bopper problems. How about if we go to "Am I the asshole"?
All right. Um.
Because I gotta imagine that that's better.
Oh, it tends to. Oh my god! The very next story though was very much not.
All right.
I'll just
Can
read
I?
the title. Yeah, you read that title and you let me know if that's.
Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah, I
that.
didn't think
No,
so.
we're not doing that.
I didn't think
Nope.
so, but I
Nope.
was just pointing out it was very much.
That content is a little too mature
Oh, this is not
for this
though.
channel.
Today I effed up by kicking my son out of the house.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
Oh, it's kind of long.
It's
Okay.
medium. Yeah.
All right. Oh, I don't know. Should we do this?
Why?
By getting aggressive.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
We're just reading this person's story. It's not like this is us.
Okay. I mean, it just.
I understand. It actually works out.
It's sort of. Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, this one I just feel like.
No, it's a rough one.
I just kind of feel like I'm prying into somebody. Although they put it on the internet, right?
They put it out there.
Okay. So.
This is rough.
So should we read this
Yes,
part?
yes.
Or okay. So I effed up by getting aggressive with my son and kicking him out after I caught him kissing another boy, and I feel awful about it.
As you should. Like, that's insane.
So please learn from my mistake. I have 3 children, my son being the eldest of the 3, having recently turned 17. His sisters are 13 and 9. My ex-wife and I got divorced about 2 years ago, and my son had been living with me a while. His sisters live with their mom and new partner. We were younger than we would have liked when we had our son, and we have definitely learned a lot by raising him. I just don't know if I have to go into a lot of this. But anyway, the divorce was messy, to say the least, and it definitely affected my behavior, especially my temper. Small things have really been setting me off these past 2 years, and my son was often caught in the crossfire. He started acting out by talking back to me and smoking, and our relationship started to deteriorate a bit, especially over the past year. This is where I effed up. I usually work long hours and don't get home until about 9 p.m. But 2 days ago, I left work a couple hours earlier. When I pulled up, I caught my son and his supposed best friend making out in the driveway. His best friend is another boy. So I was caught off guard that I let my emotions take over, and I started yelling at them and told his friend to leave while I took my son inside to talk to him. Now, I didn't think he was actually gay, which was my first mistake. For some reason, my mind immediately went to all other ways he acted out lately, and I figured that he must be doing this to get some sort of rise out of me, like he usually does with the smoking or the back talk. Stupid, I know. I didn't hear him out. It was more of a blind rage I felt. And I said, I said, and did some things I really regret and have never done before. He stormed off to his room, and I followed him and made him pack a bag and told him to get the hell out. Um, After hearing myself say those words, I immediately regretted them, but the damage was already done, and my son stormed out of the house entirely. This was around 10:30 p.m. Now that my son is gone and I've had some time to calmly think things over, um, I don't even know why I cared. I am not a homophobic person, and deep down, I might have suspected he was gay, but for some reason, seeing it like this just sent my emotions into overdrive. I got a text from my ex-wife around 1 a.m. cussing me out and letting me know he went to their house and is going to be staying there for a while. My son has not yet returned any of my texts, and I don't know how to fix our relationship, but I hope this is something we can come back from. Let this be a lesson to all parents who might see this. Take a step back and be nicer to your kids than I was.
Wow. Okay, that was a lot more insane than I thought. And so, real quick, I want to address you before I address the story.
Mm-hmm.
The reason it can be really important to read all the bits, even if they don't seem important, is because the way somebody writes a story about themselves tells you a lot about
It does
about themselves. And the way this guy's writing this story is he's kind of a douche. Like, even in his own words, this is not a first time offense. This is not like,
well, yeah,
and it is like homophobic to some extent, even if he's not a homophobe. But I have a little bit of a hard time believing that, because he's struggling to even come up with a reason as to why he did it, and part of me wants to lean toward like this whole but here's the thing, he clearly doesn't understand why his kid's doing these things to begin with anyway. Because look, no kid is outwardly going, oh, F you, I'm gonna go smoke. That's not like the thing. That's what like a lot of old parenting style would suggest. But no, they're not just, no one's going to go ruin their lungs because F my parents. They're going to ruin their lungs because it looks fun. Like, that's what that is. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, that guy, he's got some issues. Might I suggest therapy? Like,
that's what a lot of people are saying here.
Yeah.
But
read a comment or two. I'm sure there's some interest, or are they all like really harshly?
Well, this one person is like not helpful at all. Honestly, I'm not sure how our relationship can be mended after such behavior. This is something he will remember for the rest of his life. It's also a father and son. You are always going to be father and son. So, to straight up say, oh, no, you're done, that can't be mended. Come on.
And to some extent, there's credence to that, though. I mean, hey, man, I think you just won this brand new game show I came up with called Who's Going to the Nursing Home? Anyway, like that meme is a thing for a reason. And yeah, no, like we can point out less than helpful comments.
Well, and then someone else, and then someone else, little more helpful, mended perhaps, but never be the same.
Yeah, there's a difference.
I mean, look, I believe time heals all, so.
Yeah, if you have enough time.
Well, and especially if the parties want that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
This guy, I hope, made it onto Am I the Devil?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he just flipped out.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, even by his own words, he freaked out because his son kissed a dude. Like, that's literally what he said. So,
Um, yeah, I mean, there's
I don't think he realizes his own issue is the problem, which sucks. Like when you're in the dark on your own problems, that's not a fun place to be. I get that. Um,
yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why people would go to the internet with a story that basically tells of
hey,
just
internet, I think I'm a homophobe, and then
well,
just
no,
like
it's
send it out there.
no, it's not even that. It's just
No, but
like
that's how that on
his,
the surface
you're
reads.
putting your anger out there.
Yeah.
You're and it's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't do that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's very much
If we can go to the asshole
yes,
and
that
not
yes, that's what I'm currently
and maybe
doing.
not, come up with any of those. I mean, look,
Oh, I mean, no, you're
parent
definitely gonna have stuff like that.
yeah, but I mean, parents get angry about all kinds of things.
Look, man, they look
Don't judge them unless
they
you've been in that situation. Like you're not them.
no, that's not
People
fair at all. That's not
people
fair at all
do mess up.
because if you go to a 5-star restaurant and they fillet your mignon and then burn it to a crisp, you're allowed to complain and be like,
You can complain.
what the hell?
Yeah, you
So
can
that's
complain.
all you're doing
And
here.
you can send it back.
And you can definitely, just because you haven't been in the same position, that doesn't change the moral line at all. So that's not. I disagree with that notion entirely.
Well, okay, maybe not saying. I guess what I mean by that, unless you're a parent, and even if you are, who are you to tell another parent how you should?
Right, but the point of like these stories that people are putting out there, one, they want the judgment. Like that is what they are they're actively inviting that. In a lot of cases they're asking for criticism.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, so I don't know. All right, let's move on.
Hey, you know what would be really cool is if I could get Am I the A-hole to actually load?
It's not loading.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I guess I'm also not a fan, and I understand that like people are putting this stuff up there to, whatever. Like he says he's putting up there as like a warning, like please don't treat your children like this, like I just did. Whatever, I feel so bad. Okay, that's fantastic, but you have to understand that people are going to jump on there and tell you how horrible you are.
No,
like,
they know that. They know that in doing it.
I don't know why you would do that. I wouldn't do that.
It's partially venting and like therapeutic for some people, for sure.
Yeah, well, the comments sure aren't therapeutic, and that's just it. Just I don't know. The whole thing rubs me the wrong way. I'm having a hard time with this.
Because some people will go on there and then, in their mind, it's a way to essentially like repent. Like this is step one of my recovery. I'm gonna get trashed.
Like, what is this site?
So this is Reddit.
Okay, so
this is the most popular version of these things,
and it's also relatively anonymous. Like, it's not your Facebook page,
right?
Like,
but you're still being tipped personally.
Yeah, but it's like you didn't tell people about this. You didn't go to Facebook, or maybe you did.
Well, in this case, everyone who knows him definitely knows about this.
But it's like, so you're gonna go run to basically an anonymous site and run off and tell. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. I just wouldn't do this.
It's a venting tactic. I mean, it's. Anyway.
I mean, venting. Yes, have I vented?
So
on Facebook? Yeah, sure I have. But not like.
Here's the other.
It's just weird.
Here's the other thing I didn't think of. Am I the A-hole has a counterpart to it, we'll call it, called Am I the Devil, where the worst of the A-holes go.
No, Am I the A-hole?
Yeah, okay. I'm just tossing it out there for future because sometimes they'll pull in things from like
All right. Well,
relationship advice, and they're called a-holes from another dimension.
all right. So let's
All right, so
let's keep it going.
uh, I'm gonna give you a choice. Am I the a-hole for expecting my date to come over, or sorry, to cover the cleaning cost of a dress he ruined, or am I the a-hole for opening a fake quote unquote gift during a family Christmas party?
A fake gift.
Which one?
Let's go with the Christmas one since we just had Christmas.
All right.
By the way, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas.
Every year, my family does Christmas at my mom's, and she insists that we will open all presents together, even gifts between spouses, etc. It's normally an okay tradition, but sometimes it can spark jealousy or comparisons between families. This year, my husband saved up and bought me my dream designer bag for Christmas. Ooh. Uh, I know some people aren't into that, but it's something that I truly love. We're not well off, but we're not doing poorly either. But I knew that the handbag would cause a lot of discussion amongst my siblings and parents. I just didn't want their opinions and criticisms to ruin a special gift my husband worked hard to get for me. So this year, my husband got me an extra gift that wasn't the real gift. It was a moderately priced skincare set. Christmas came and went without drama, but I recently posted a picture of my husband and our kids at dinner, and my handbag could be seen hanging off the back of my chair. One of my friends commented underneath about how gorgeous my Christmas gift was as well. Long story short, word got back to my family, and they totally blew up. Some were annoyed that I opened a private gift separately from the family. Others were criticizing the price of the gift. My siblings are now calling me disingenuous for harboring a secret gift, and they said that they did it, or I said that I did it because I think, oh, sorry. They said that I did it because I think I'm better than they are. I didn't open it with them because I didn't want their opinions, but now I'm starting to feel like an a-hole for keeping a secret. I knew either way. They'd all criticize me though, since it was so much more expensive than all the other gifts. So I don't know whether or not I'm wrong. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. She did what she thought was right to avoid conflict.
I would go as far as to say
it wound up becoming a conflict, but
I would go as far as to say that she did the right thing outright.
Yeah, even though she's still facing these
repercussions.
Yeah. But
wow, someone posted an essay for their the judgment, I believe, is
but
not the a-hole.
Yeah, she definitely is not. And I don't know. You know I would probably be like, okay, let's make sure that we get something expensive every year and open it up in front of them.
Go the petty way. Okay.
Well, yeah. Be like, okay, what's the expensive thing we're gonna get
but
this year?
Yeah, no, but that's insane that
that's
that they got upset that she didn't open that in front of them.
Right.
Like, and the siblings, now granted, we don't know how young these siblings are. So they could be like, 13 or whatever. Where
doubt
it's a
it.
little more acceptable for the insane jealousy. We genuinely just don't know. We do have like missing.
But they, though, shouldn't be. I wouldn't think that they would be upset. Oh, you didn't open that gift in front of us. I think that it's more like, well, the mother has set this up like every year. This is a thing. We're all going to open our gifts together in front of everybody, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Which
and I mean,
it's a little
really, but
weird.
Yeah. All she really has to do is say, well, there are some things that are really private that I don't, that's a private moment between me and my husband.
There-
Like,
I
you
mean,
didn't need to see that. See, I'd be going off back on them. Like, well, you didn't need to see this. This was a private moment between my husband and I,
yeah,
whatever. We're celebrating our whatever
Dude,
year Christmas together.
the amount of like parents that are just horrible people.
Or like, when did you get married? Could you have held it to your anniversary and just
Probably
like,
not, but that's a good call.
you
That
know,
is a
and then
good
just
call.
wait for another day and say, well, this is our
I like this system of
15-year or whatever. And he got me something that I really wanted. Like, what's the big deal? Kiss my behind. Like,
I like this system we got of letting you pick between two. So, am I the a-hole for giving my child the same name as my friend's
what was the other one prior to that that we were going to go to second?
didn't clean, or am I an asshole for making my date cover the cleaning cost of a dress he ruined?
Okay.
For context, it also had a poo on it. You can tag the post with like, oh, this goes into this category. It had a poo.
Okay,
on it.
why don't I mean, I'd like to do that one because
Poo
just
mode
that,
activated.
because that line alone,
Yeah,
I've already got an answer for you.
I've got an answer based off the next one too, because it's insane. Insane. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna be a little shaken for a moment.
You want
yeah,
me
you
to
know what?
read
You
the
read
dress one?
Yeah, you read the dress
Because
one.
this looks kind of it's not that long.
Poo mode activated.
I'm in a bit of a dilemma and could really use some advice. This is a 27-year-old chick. Is that derogatory? I didn't mean
no,
it to be.
it's not. But also, I've never once heard you say that. That felt
Shit.
so weird.
It's a chick.
This smoking
I've
hot
been-
chick.
I've been seeing. I didn't say that.
I
I said
know.
27-year-old.
This smoking bitch.
Okay. I've been seeing this guy for a couple of months and we decided to go to a nice high-end restaurant for a date. Initially, I was going to wear a nice dark blue dress that I like to wear out, but he asked me to wear a different white dress that I had shown him once as it matched his outfit. I never had a guy ask me this. The white dress in question was a gift from my late grandmother and it was quite
Aw.
expensive. So I was reluctant, but agreed and just asked that we didn't go anywhere where I might spill something on it or otherwise mess it up. He mentioned clubbing after dinner, which is why I said that. I didn't want to risk messing the dress up. And he said we could just go to dinner and I could change out of that before doing anything else. Great. However, the evening took a turn for the worse when he accidentally spilled his red wine all over my dress. He had gotten an unexpected call, and when he tried to quickly mute his ringer, his elbow hit the glass and it spilled, and all in the lap area of my dress before I could react. It was completely drenched and stained. He was apologetic at the time, and I tried to be cool about it, but inside I was devastated, especially since I had mentioned specifically how I wanted to be careful wearing it. Later, I mentioned to him that the dress was very expensive and asked if he'd be willing to help with the cost of cleaning or replacing it. To get it professionally cleaned and the stain removed would cost $100, which I asked him to pay half of. To my surprise, he got quite defensive. He argued that it was an accident and that I was being unreasonable for expecting him to pay for something like that and that it was my fault for wearing it, knowing that it could have happened. I feel like it's a matter of principle. Yes, it was an accident, but the dress is ruined and it was extremely sentimental to me, not to mention a valuable dress. He thinks I am being materialistic and making a big deal of nothing. Now, I'm not sure how to feel about his reaction.
Not sure.
Yeah, so
Is that where that ends?
what is AITA?
That's am I the asshole? That's how they
for
abbreviate.
expecting him to cover the cost.
That guy. That
Okay,
guy.
first of
Actually,
all-
don't do that. But
First of all, All right, so hearing the story,
That guy is a POS. That guy
I
is...
wouldn't have caved.
No.
First of all, I wouldn't have worn it.
Quote,
I would have said
unquote,
hell no.
quote unquote caving is fine because he didn't. It doesn't sound like he necessarily pressured her or anything, but he is an...
Right, and we're talking. She said it would cost $100. She only wants 50.
He is an insane...
She wants him to cover 50. He's got to be around her age, 20 something years old. You can't give the girl $50. Come on,
That's
man.
insane. That is absolutely...
See, now my
abhorrent.
first, before I understood about the dress, my first thing right away without even reading it was, why are you wearing a dress that needs to be cleaned?
So here's my
Like,
thing. Here's my thing.
Please.
Here's my thing.
But I get it. I do get
with,
it.
with these stories, on this subreddit especially, the more tame the title is, the more ridiculous the story is.
Mhm.
But then also, I've come to expect like more twists. So I'm like, okay, how did she mess up the dress and is now expecting him to pay for it?
Mhm. But,
But
I mean,
no,
first of all,
he's just actually a garbage person.
yeah, I would just be like,
And don't continue seeing him.
exactly. Dump him. You can't give me $50 to cover this. You were the one that asked me to wear it. And then, yes, I understand it was an accident that you spilled it, but you also know now maybe she should have let it be known a little bit more that
I don't know how much
this is, yeah, it's hard to say. But she said at the time she didn't really throw a fit, but inside she was devastated.
Well, we also
if
don't
she
know if he
hasn't
knew about the
already-
grandmother connection necessarily,
right,
but
if-
that doesn't really matter.
Right. If
this-
she didn't already, she needs to explain to him how devastating this was to her.
I don't even think she shouldn't have to. Like, it's straight up. Like, if we just really boil this down, he asked, "Can you wear this?" Then he ruined it, and she wants him to cover half the cost.
Right.
He should cover the whole cost.
I think
one.
he should cover the whole thing too, but she's only asking for half, dude. And you know what?
She's being way too nice with you. Way
Yeah, you
too
probably
nice.
don't need to see him again.
Um,
If he can't cough up $50, he can take you out to dinner and clubbing, but he can't cough up $50 for the dress.
So, side note.
I would have been like, let's skip clubbing and give me the $50 that you would have spent there.
You see how like black and white that was? That's not bad enough to get someone put on "Am I the Devil?" Like for context
Okay.
of how.
All right, so what was that other one that you were gonna read?
That's the next one. This is bad enough just off the title to get you on "Am I the Devil?" Trigger warning. This is actually like This is bad.
Can I veto it?
I'll read the title and then I'll let you. This is definitely vetoable if there ever were one.
Okay.
Am I the a-hole for giving my child the same name as my friend's stillborn?
But the same,
Name.
like the same exact name?
So here we go.
And what is the time there?
Right.
And did you do it purposely? There's a lot that needs to be
Okay.
uncovered there.
All right. So I have a feeling we're about to get those answers then.
I would, off the top,
This is
I would say
insane.
probably.
Yeah,
But there's going to
probably.
be a lot to go on with that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So this is heavy. I, 26F, am currently 7 months pregnant, and a few weeks ago we found out that we were having a little girl. My husband, 28 male, and I had already decided on what name our baby, depending on the gender, would have. And upon finding out that she was going to be a girl, we announced that we would have the name Adelaide. I first heard the name when I was a kid and thought it was beautiful, and decided that if I ever had a daughter, I would name her Adelaide.
Okay, then you're not.
Yeah,
Right there, I'll tell you. No.
already probably not, but let's see how close it is to
Right.
this.
Right.
After hearing this, one of my friends, 27, who I've been close with since we were at university, began acting distant towards me, or towards us, sorry. Throughout my pregnancy, I have tried to be sensitive to her feelings, as I knew it was a sore point for her. 2 years ago, Come on, man.
Keep going.
Yes. Sorry. 2 years ago, she tragically lost her baby to a stillbirth. I can't even begin to imagine how heartbreaking this must have been for her. And I had made sure I supported her through this devastating loss. Despite her trauma, she has never been anything less than kind and empathetic towards me up until that day. A couple of weeks later, she confronted us, suggesting we change the name of our baby, which we rebuffed. Good wording. She kept on trying to convince us, suggesting different names or saying that Adelaide was too old-fashioned or that it wouldn't suit our child. We kept on denying to change her name until eventually my friend started crying and revealed that Adelaide was the name she'd chosen for her stillborn. When she wasn't pregnant, she refused to tell anyone her baby's name, as she wanted it to be a surprise for when she was born. After the stillbirth, she decided she wouldn't keep the name, or she decided she would keep the name to herself because it was personal to her, to which we understood. Until recently, no one knew what her baby was going to be called. She claims that by keeping our name, we're disrespecting the memory of her baby. She said that if I choose the same name, then my daughter would be a living reminder of what could have been. I completely understand her grief, but I believe I should have the right to name my own child without being burdened by someone else's trauma. Am I the a-hole?
No, you're totally not.
I
Because you didn't know you had chosen that name years ago.
Yeah, millennia.
You always knew that you wanted that name.
You know what sucks? This is just, no one's the a-hole here. This is just a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, and it's like, no, look, I'm sorry, but this was a name that I've had picked out for X amount of years. Like, I've always wanted this name. And how was I to know that? Like, I would never have known that. And quite frankly, had I known it, I still would have chosen the name because it's the name I wanted.
Yeah, that's just a rough situation.
Like, if somebody had told me, could you please not name your baby whatever?
So this person,
I would have been like, none of your business.
This person's clearly very non-confrontational, but they said no a-holes here. I would probably pick a different name. But they're saying they would. Well, also, some people aren't as tied to the name that early on.
But it kind of sounds like she is tied to the name.
No, she is. This person saying if they were in that situation, they probably would because they're non-confrontational.
Well, and it depends how how close is this friend? How important is that friend to you, I guess? I don't think that I would change it.
I might, because I also, but I tend to be like, not to be like super Reddit-y or whatever, but I tend to be like an empath, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I would harbor a lot of guilt.
But I also kind of feel like, why didn't? She kept it to herself all this time until she finds out that somebody else that she knows is naming the baby, and then you're gonna make this person feel bad when they're 7 months pregnant. I mean, it's an emotional time as it is. Like, I'd be like,
it's a
no.
Look,
like,
clearly
who are
this
you?
person.
First of all, I'm very stubborn, but like I said, if anybody came to me when I was pregnant with any of you,
clearly this person has a lot of like trauma, though.
Right, but if somebody came to me and said, I wish you wouldn't name your baby that because whatever, XYZ, like it triggers me
also,
or whatever.
The verdict was not the asshole.
And please change the baby's name. I would have been like, no, because I had my names picked out for years. And these are the names.
I have my boy name picked out.
And those were, so I always wanted.
And no one would ever be able to convince me otherwise, mostly because I would have a hard time believing they chose this name.
Well, what's funny is that I wanted them in this order: David, Daniel, Rachel, Rebecca.
Rebecca
became Paul.
Yeah.
because Paul was a boy and not a girl. So
You
we had
don't
to go.
get two girls.
So we had to go a different route.
anyway,
But if anybody had told me, oh no, don't name them that,
you
I'd
can
be like, are you serious right now?
you can see very clearly how some of the most insane titles end up being the most like tame
Okay, so
stories.
she's not an a-hole. Do we
Mm.
have another one?
Yeah, we got a few here. So, am I the a-hole for telling my parents to figure out their own and booking my own flight and hotel? Or am I the a-hole for quitting because I was called an employee? That's an interesting one.
Um,
I'll read whichever one you don't pick is one you'll read. We'll do it that way.
let's do the travel one, the
Okay, the
hotel,
travel
whatever
one.
that was. Yeah.
My 19 female family is going to Italy in the spring. Due to conflicting schedules, I will be leaving 5 days before them and coming home 4 days after they arrive. Okay, so you get 4 days with them. My sister, 15, was supposed to fly out with me and was going to go home with our parents, but they take forever to do anything. I was looking for flights and told my parents I needed an exact date that they plan on leaving so I could book the flights. They said they'll get back to me. I asked again and they still didn't know. I told my mom that I was booking my flight and they can do theirs later. They figured out the dates after, but the website I booked my flight on won't let me get the flight for my sister because she's not an adult. So somebody's gonna have to call and figure that out. Then I started talking about hotels. I found some that were a decent price, so I showed them to my mom, and she said it's a lot of money. So we have to show my dad and have him approve. The problem with that is that he likes to wait until the last minute and get a hotel. He once booked a hotel when we were in the car driving to that vacation. After waiting a few days, I booked my own hotel and told my parents that I got my own place and they can figure out their own. However, now they're saying I'm being impatient, controlling, and and I'm trying to ruin the trip. Am I the a-hole for telling them to figure that out and taking care of myself? No, not at all.
No, but
No, I think that's completely fair because apparently this family has a history of like not
right.
being able to
Yeah,
get
like,
their
and
shit together.
especially like overseas and stuff, like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Yeah.
why are you not? I don't get it.
I don't blame this person at all.
So, no, I don't think so.
And it seems pretty
Hey, like, I'm trying to help you. You don't want to be helped? Fine. Figure it out for yourself. I've got mine ready.
and it seems pretty unanimous that the verdict is
Uh-huh.
not the asshole.
Okay. So then what was the next one?
I'm gonna let you read this
And
one.
I think
but
we
it's
have time for
a little
maybe
more.
maybe one or two.
So am I the a-hole for quitting my job because I was called an employee? Oh, and this is a short one.
Okay. My SO. I don't know some of these fancy abbreviations. My SO and I started a business.
Significant other.
Oh, significant other. Okay. Started a business and I'm doing decent, not well off, but we have turned a profit a lot quicker than I thought we would. I am literally doing 100% of the work. I have worked myself into exhaustion and sickness getting this off the ground. He is working a regular job to keep paying the bills. Anyways, his mother and him have been no contact for a while, and they just started talking again. She offered him a hefty loan to help his business. I'm talking over $20,000. As long as I was just an employee, she has always hated me, but I won't get into that. While yes, he has gotten me he has gotten me a few orders from his coworkers, I am still creating and doing 100% of the job while also doing the social media part. He doesn't even know how to work the machine or programs to run it. While it was his money that got everything in the beginning, I have earned that back twice over on my own. When I heard him say that I was an employee, when I heard him say that I was just an employee, so I said, as just an employee, I quit.
Damn.
I seriously stopped in the middle of a project, not an order, but of a prototype for a possible product, and went to our room. Heck, I still have paint on my hands while typing this. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. You're absolutely not.
Yeah, no. I mean, I find it hard to find someone to be the a-hole just for quitting. That was not where I thought that
But
was
that
going.
was way different. Yeah, I mean, no, you shouldn't be
That
called. You're
was-
doing all the work.
that
You
was
basically own the
insane.
business. Yes, he owns it. He's basically a silent partner. He gave you the money. You're doing the business, the entire business. No, you're not the employee. You are the owner operator of the business.
Um.
So no, okay.
Wow. All right. So these next two are on a similar wavelength.
Okay,
and
I'm thinking maybe just I'm thinking maybe just like one,
okay.
two. I mean,
depending
depending on how long they are.
Am I the a-hole for moving out of my parents' house during their divorce? Or am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my stepdaughter's trip with her mom? These are both kind of insane.
I think what was the first one again?
Am I the a-hole for moving out of my parents' house during their divorce?
Okay, so on that one, I don't even need to know about it. No, you're not. Do whatever you want.
We'll see.
The second one though, I think I'd like to get into that.
Yeah, same.
Because maybe not. It depends on the circumstance.
Yeah, but also knowing the other one, I could see going either way, honestly. All right, so just to remind everyone, am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for my stepdaughter's trip with her mom? This is also a very short one. My stepdaughter, 11 years old, who is with her mom most of the time, has one of those trips to DC coming up. Mom previously went with her older daughter and signed stepdaughter and herself up to go in 2025. Our custody order states that any extra expense over $200 has to be agreed upon before either of us is obligated to pay. Oh, we are not consulted, just told it was done and to start paying. We were not consulted, just told it was done and to start paying. Okay. Some history here. 2019, my husband and I took our son on a last-minute trip to visit my dad's side of the family. Mom got upset stepdaughter didn't get to go and showed her our pics on social media to make her mad at us. 2021, we both take the kids on a trip and ask if mom will send some spending cash, like $100, so stepdaughter can get souvenirs to bring to them. And she said no, she shouldn't have to pay for our vacation. Okay.
Okay, well then that would be my answer.
2023. We took both kids to Disney World for Christmas, and while she said she would, she didn't send anything with her fine. We had them doing chores and saving all year for spending cash. we said no to paying for for half of the $2,600 trip and legally not required to. This was an opportunity though. This was an opportunity through the school, but it's not school sponsored trip. Mom already thinks yes, but am I the asshole? No.
No, not at all. Not after all that.
Also, I apologize for my horrible reading. Am I the a-hole for poor reading skills? Probably. Yeah, this was rough. Oh.
That's just normal custody crap, and
Well, I wouldn't say normal. There are people that definitely have amicable.
No, yeah, but
I feel like it's a little closer to 50-50.
That's a little tit for tat. I don't want it. Whatever. You know what? No, I don't think you are.
Oh.
I think that the other one is being a little unreasonable. But then there's the question of, should we continue to be unreasonable towards them? Like, I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say no. You're not an a-hole for feeling that way. That's for sure.
There was not a response to this, but someone did ask. Info: is the $2,600 just for the daughter or the total for the both of them?
Good point.
But there are a bunch of comments going that really doesn't matter.
It kind of does in a way.
Well, not when the mother was refusing to pay for anything this whole time.
Well, true.
So,
true. Mm-hmm.
And people are mostly talking about the money, like, oh, this is probably what it was in inflation, meaning it's probably for both of them, or probably wasn't, that type of thing.
Okay.
That's a decent one.
Yeah. All right. So what else do you have? I think
just to pad the time, because we got like a extra 5 minutes or so. And this is a short one. Let's read
Happy New Year, Tom.
Let's read this one other one. Oh, hi, Tom.
I just realized it was there. I don't know how long it's been there.
It literally just popped up because I looked away. So yes, am I the a-hole for moving out of my parents' house during their divorce? Do you want to read this one or no?
I don't even know that I want to do that one.
Really?
Because wait, how? I mean, I'm gonna say no. Who cares?
All right. I mean, I
without even reading it. No, you're not.
I feel like there are also a lot of things like that. Are you guys going? Yes, we are.
Tomorrow we plan to go tomorrow for the closing day of the season.
Definitely intend on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to rain or anything, so I think it'll be okay. Yeah, we didn't get there a whole lot. Especially the holiday in the park season, we did not get there a whole lot. There, it felt like it literally rained like just about every weekend. Or it was just too stinking cold, or we had other plans. We had a lot going on, and it was just difficult to get out to. So tomorrow we'll make 3 times for me for holiday in the park, and that's it. And Fright Fest felt like it lasted forever.
I don't think I've been Holiday in Park yet.
Yeah, and
I
Fright
have
Fest,
once. I have once.
Fright Fest felt like it lasted forever because of all of the rainy weekends, and so like it was canceled here and it was canceled there, and it was just everything feels.
Well, I guess at that point it's time to get to the shh. Jen doesn't know part of this.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. We were actually just talking about Six Flags.
Oh yeah,
New England,
we were.
Like last week, I think it was. And we're trying to put something together for sometime in 2024 to go. I just can't 100% promise anything. Especially with, and I don't want to get into the merger because it's not even a done deal yet, but especially with the merger coming.
Oh, our chat rate is now 1.
More than likely the memberships are going to go away at some point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Probably in 2025. Then we have to decide what are we going to do.
I bet that's why they were moving away from that to begin with. They probably knew about the merger at that point.
But
or
Yeah,
the
so
attempt of one.
so we're going to try in
So
2024 to get there. We also want to go to Maryland.
so uh
But anyway, okay, so apparently, yeah, he titled this like I don't know something.
shh, Jen doesn't know.
Okay.
So okay, how do I want to do this? What's the fun way for me to do this?
I don't know. I'm actually a
Oh,
little scared.
we'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. So when I was younger, it was pretty well known that I was ambidextrous, right? Yeah, yeah. Which for those at home, that means I can write with both hands.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it looked identical. Right hand, left hand, they looked identical. We couldn't tell which was which hand.
Yeah. And the more comfortable hand would often switch on me.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was crazy.
And then for a little bit when I played baseball, I was a switch hitter. For a little bit.
Did you?
Not in games, but in practices I would.
Oh. Okay.
So I thought I told you about that. So it turns out oh yeah, that's what I was how I was gonna word that. It turns out I also bat for both teams. In another sense.
Okay, well,
So it turns out that's a running pattern in my life.
So first of all, let me just say this. This is not something that you should have brought up on a podcast or a video or anything like that. I'm thinking that should have been a private discussion before.
Well, it'll become one in a
before
moment.
this.
It'll become a moment. It'll become one in a moment here.
So, okay. I mean,
I just don't think it really matters, but also there we go.
well, right now, I don't have anything to say about that because I
Okay.
think that first of all, I feel like that's a private thing.
Okay.
And I think you already know how I feel about that privately.
Sure.
So why you would choose to attempt to whatever you attempted to do here, whether it was enrage me, upset me,
No.
embarrass me,
No.
whatever this was, yeah, it didn't work. So what I'll say is good luck with that. And
was not attempted in any of those ways.
okay, well,
It was set up as a bit, although as serious as it may be.
okay, well, I don't find that humorous. I think, as you know, I think you're ridiculous anyway. So, okay. Well, good luck with that. And yeah, let's just end the New Year's Eve podcast by saying it's been a great year.
Yeah, wonderful year.
Hoping for a fantastic 2024. And yeah, we've got now Dan will not be with us. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the mic. I don't know how loud that is.
Oh yeah, for Disney.
I don't know how loud that is when I accidentally hit it. I don't know how that comes across.
It shouldn't be too bad.
But
it's noticeable.
Yeah,
for sure.
so we'll be going to Disney. Dan's not coming. JJ's
Thanks,
not
Amazon.
coming.
No, it's not your fault. It's not Amazon's fault.
So yeah, so we'll be -2, but then we're gonna be +2 because we've got a couple of people coming with us that don't normally come with us. We've got a couple of people coming with us.
I didn't think about how the math worked out there.
But we will let you see who that is, who our guests will be on the trip in the vlogs. And I do hope to shoot some Where Are We Now videos real quick and throw those up like as I do them. So you'll be able to kind of follow us. And then once we get home, you'll see the full vlogs. So okay.
Is that all the updates?
I think so.
All right.
All right, guys. Happy New Year. Hey, there might be like a short later on at midnight,
Oh yeah.
possibly, because we did do that last year. That was kind of fun to do. So we might do even maybe a couple of shorts later on.
Ooh.
That could be fun. So, all right, guys. Happy New Year. Thank you so much this year for all of the support. Love you. We'll see you later.
Peace.
Bye.